Hello everyone, welcome back to Wattpad. I find another good series. This one here is called The Genius Idol, the Quintessential Quintuplets X Millreader, which is aka the Quintessential Quintuplets X Lee Hip 998. So I'm guessing in this series I am an idol in this series. We all know how the anime is. Basically in Quintuplet series, Futaro kind of called Itsuki fat, and then Itsuki won't forgive him of what he said, and then he realizes that he has a job of doing a tutor with 5 girls until he finds out is that one of them is Itsuki, but he doesn't know that Itsuki and the other girls are quintuplets. At the beginning, the quintuplets kinda hate Futaro. Well, first off, Nino thinks that Futaro is a stalker. Itsuki is mad at him for calling her fat when they first met at the canteen. And as for the others like Ichika and Yotsuba and Miku, not sure if they hate him or not, but of course Miku met him for the first time when she sees him. You know, one of those like cardboards where you put your face through the hole where you get pictures taken? That's when she first met him. I think Miku also sees him as a stalker as well, along with Nino. And I kind of wonder what would the series be like with me in it. So enough talk everyone. We're gonna hop right in and begin with the series. The sky is so pretty, isn't it, Lee? A small girl smiled at me. Yeah, it is, I answered back. It's so blue and clear. I could stand here all day. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, for God's sake. You know, that's what I hear about is frickin' when you're having a nice dream and then suddenly it gets better and then suddenly your phone alarm goes off and you have to wake up in the morning. Oh, I hate that. We all feel that pain, guys. I quickly shut up and looked at my surroundings. Oh, it was just the alarm clock. I shut it off and stretched my arms out, then I went wide-eyed. Wait, I looked at the clock and it said 8:17 AM. Shit! I darted out of the bed, threw a piece of bread in the toaster, then started to quickly get ready. As the toast popped out of the toaster, I grabbed it and I ran out the door. I can't believe that I overslept. Never had I ran so fast in my life. When did I get to school, you ask? 8:49 AM. I was definitely late. I quickly ran inside, careful not to make any noise, but Lady Luck felt like screwing me over more today. I ran into a teacher, but not just any teacher. It had to be the scary ass gym teacher. Oh shit. Oh, if it isn't Lee, it seems you're late again. Didn't I tell you what would happen? When you were late last time, I slapped on the wrist and don't do it again. Oh no, you're going to run 10 laps around the school with a brick for every minute that you were late. He answered, isn't that kind of a bit cruel for me? Wait, that's 40 kg. You will do it during gym. But yes sir. I walked to the classroom and when I entered, everyone looked at me and practically lifeless face. Mr. Lee, how nice of you to join us. Sorry that I'm late. I overslept. Take your seat. Yes sir. This is so true. Like when you walk into class, all of your classmates just look at the door looking right at you like as if you don't belong there. Like I hate that. That happens every time when I walk into the classroom. When I walked in, everyone looked at me and my thought was going, the fuck are you looking at? With that, I took my seat and class continued. The bell had rung for lunch and I wasted no time to head to the cafeteria for some food. Gym was the class before, so I was starving. I've got my usual udon with some grilled chicken and a can of matcha soda. It wasn't much to eat, but I had to keep myself lean so I can fit into the clothing at the shoots. I sat down in my normal spot. It was at a table that was close to a wall. It was next to the usual spot of Futaro Yusugi, a friend of mine, actually my only friend. Thanks for the food, I said, putting my hands together. I began to eat and I heard the other students start talking shit about someone. Eating alone as always, a student says. That loser, a second student added. Guess Futaro is here, I thought, opening my can of soda. I took a sip and I saw Futaro out of the corner of my eye. What's up, man? Not much, he replied. I see that you're eating your usual. I see you're doing the same. We're creatures of habit. We don't veer from our usual. Yeah. Then I heard a sound of 2 trays clashing together. What the? I looked towards the noise and Futaro was standing at his table with a girl. There she is. Itsuki Nakano. Comment down below, who's your favorite quintuplet? Is it either Itsuki, Ichika, Yotsuba, Nino, or Miku? For me, I think Nino is my favorite waifu on quintuplets, but to be honest, I kind of like all of them since they are look exactly the same. They are quintuplets after all, so I kind of like them all. She's cute, I thought. I was here first. The seat next to Lee is open. Wait, how does she know my name? I thought. Well, I am a popular model, so that's probably it. Well, I sit here every day. You move, Futaro replied, sitting down. She didn't give up though. She sat down in the empty chair in front of Futaro. This chair was empty. She said to him, I've been touring the school all morning, so I can hardly walk another step. That started some murmuring among some of the students. They were saying things like, is Suki sitting with the girl? Is she stupid? That made her start to blush from how embarrassed she was. Aw, that's cute. Then Futaro went wide-eyed at what he was staring at, which was the girl's lunch. I bet you he's probably calculating, I thought. That's probably about 1,000 yen, give or take. He shook his head a little, then started studying his flashcards. That's a little rude, don't you think? The girl stated, you're studying in the middle of lunch. I'm reviewing my exam. Leave me alone. Jeez. Well, you must have gotten a pretty rotten grade, huh? She smirked. Wait till you look at his grade, Itsuki. We all know where this is going, guys. Can I take a look? She quickly grabbed the test that was in front of Futaro. Hey, he shouted. Let's see. Mr. Futaro Itsuki, you're scored at, she said, then she gasped. 100? Is this real? Oh no, I'm so embarrassed, he cried, looking away. The girl wasn't amused. You wanted me to see it, she shouted. Futaro just ignored her and continued eating, but the girl didn't stop talking. I hate to admit it, but I'm not good at school stuff. I envy you, she continued then. She smiled. You know, it must have been fate that brought us together. Do you want to help me study? Thanks for the food, Futaro said, bowing his head. And there he goes, just like what happened in the anime, being rude as always. I wonder how am I going to react though. In this scene, he got up and left the girl hanging. You're already done? She asked. You didn't eat much. Are you sure you had enough? If you want more, I'd be happy to share mine. Futaro stopped and looked back at her. If anything, you order way too much food, he replied. Don't get fat. Remember guys, do not call a girl fat. It is very rude. Alright, I wonder how am I going to react into the scene when Futaro called Itsuki fat. Holy Oh my god, I beat the shit out of Futaro. You stupid, inconsiderate jerk, I shouted, staring to hit him with the paper fan I keep in my bag. When did I have a paper fan? Ow, 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 he shouted. What did I do? I stopped hitting him and I just sighed. Never, ever, ever call a girl fat, I stated. That's not polite. They could be self-conscious about their weight. Yeah, that is definitely how I'm going to react in this series. Get up and whack Futaro in the head like don't know how many times if he calls Itsuki fat. And what the hell do you mean, what did I do? You know shit what you did. You called Itsuki fat, and that is not nice. So you deserve a bunch of slaps with a paper fan. Kinda think of it, why do I have a paper fan with me? I looked at the girl and smiled. But you're not fat. I smiled, so don't listen to this idiot. I'm the top of the class, he stated, and I have an attendance problem, that's why you are. I replied. Now apologize to her. Beep beep beep. It was Futaro's phone chirping. He pulled it out and I saw that it was Riha, his little sister. I've got to take this, he said, excusing himself. I hope I said her name right. Because remember last time when I was reading Deku and Yokai Academy, aka and Rosary Vampire, remember I called Mizuri Mizor the whole entire time and I didn't realize I said her name wrong. I just sighed and looked back at the girl. I'm sorry for my friend, I bowed. He's not very socially aware despite him being at the top of the class. He doesn't quite know how to talk to a female around his age. It's alright, she answered. Don't let what he said to bother you, I said. You look perfectly fine to me. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Thank you, she replied with a small smile. Well, I have to excuse myself. We should chat again sometime. Yes, I like that. I excused myself and went to the bathroom. As I was at the urinal, I heard Futaro's voice, and since he's apparently is deaf, he had the speaker turned up really high. I guess he's apparently deaf now, I thought. Why does he need the speaker turned up so high? A chance to pay off our debt? He asked. Yeah, Dad find a part-time job for you. A super rich family just moved here. They are looking to hire a tutor. What do you think? A tutor, huh? You will get to work in a nice fancy house and it pays 5 times the going rate. Sounds suspicious, I thought. That sounds like a sketchy deal if I'm being honest, Futaro replied. Well, selling a kidney is sketchy too, but you only need one to live. What are you suggesting? Futaro cried. It's just a joke, Riha laughed. But if you do it, then we'll actually be able to fill our bellies Huh, big brother? That was like an arrow through my cold heart. Well, it looks like I'm going to be paying a visit to the supermarket on my way home from school today. I thought, I'll get little Riha a big bag of rice. I can't stand hearing that she might be going hungry. So do we know anything about who I'll be tutoring? Futaro asked. Well, she's high school age and I'm pretty sure Dad said you were going to be classmate. Riha replied. What was the name? Nakano? Well, I'm done here, I thought, zipping up my pants. How funny would it be if that girl he called fat was in our class? Little did I know that I was right. The girl from before was standing in front of the class giving her introduction. Itsuki Nakano. It's nice to meet all of you, she smiled. Whoa, she's cute, a classmate said. Wait, that's a Kurabara uniform, another added. Her folks must be loaded. A third interjected. You insulted your employer's daughter, I thought. That's going to be rough for you. She walked towards the empty desk in the back and Futaro tried to be friendly. Hey, he said with a wave. She just gave him the cold shoulder and continued walking. That empty desk though, it was right next to mine. When she saw me, I gave her a smile and a small wave. She did the same. Nice to see you again. I smiled. You too. She smiled back. Man, I'm so glad I am nice in this series. It was lunchtime and I was running a little late. Stupid gym teacher, I muttered, making me inflate the basketballs because I was late again. It was only by 2 minutes this time. Ugh, whatever. I grabbed my lunch and started to head to my usual spot when Itsuki stopped me. Hey Lee, how about you sit with us? She asked. I'm fine, thanks for the offer though. I smiled. I started to walk away when one of her friends called right to me. Hey wait, she said, chasing after me. Don't just leave. I stopped and looked back at her. And there she is. Ichika, come sit with us, she cooed. You girls won't leave me alone unless I do, will you? I replied and she nodded. Alright, I went back over to their table and did a slight bow. Thank you for the invitation, I bowed. I sat down and the girl with bows in her hair immediately started talking to me. And we all knew who we're talking about, Nino Nakano herself. Mia, I don't know you from somewhere, she asked. Not personally, I answered, but you might have seen me on the cover of some magazines. I'm a model. Also, I am a model in the series. Oh, so you're famous, Lee, the energetic girl with a single bow in her hair asked. Yeah, that sounds about right, I chuckled. We also have Yotsuba, the energetic one. Whoa, we know a model? She cheered. Yotsuba, use your inside voice, our girl with headphones stated emotionlessly. And here we have Miku Nakano. But Miku, it's not often that someone gets to meet a model. The girl, or I guess Yotsuba, replied. How about introductions, I suggested. Sure, Itsuki replied. You already know me, but I'll say it anyway. I'm Itsuki Nakano. My name is Nino Nakano, the girl with 2 ribbons in her hair said. I'm Ichika Nakano. The short-haired girl smiled. I'm Miku Nakano, the headphone girl stated emotionlessly. And I'm Yotsuba, the energetic girl cheered. Is your last name Nakano too? I asked. Yep. She smiled. So all of your last names are Nakano, I asked. So I'm assuming that you're relatives. You look identical, so I'm assuming sisters? Yep, we're quintuplets, Itsuki said. Now that's something you don't see every day. I smiled. It's an honor to meet you. I'm Lee. I started to eat when I noticed Miku staring at my can of soda. Do you want it? I asked. It's really good. No thanks, I have my own, she replied, pulling a can out of her bag. That's cool that we like the same type of soda. I smiled. I don't know anyone else who drinks this. Would you mind if we ask you a few questions? Nito asked. Sure, I can answer and eat, I replied. So shoot. I heard that you're pretty high in the class rankings, Itsuki said. Would you mind telling us where you are? Oh sure, I replied. I'm ranked 3rd. 3rd? All of them exclaimed. Yeah, why? I asked. So you must be really smart then, aren't you, Lee? Yotsuba smiled. I like to think so, I replied, reaching into my bags. Take a look at my tests. I placed them on the table and all of their jaws dropped. Each of the tests had 100 on the bottom. So why aren't you the top of the class then? Itsuki asked. You're more personal than Yusuke. I have a bit of an attendance problem, I chuckled, scratching my head. My photo shoots most of the time are trips that I have to go on. Oh, so you travel for them? Nino asked. Yeah, most of the time it's in Tokyo, I replied. I go to Kyoto and Akihabara too, so most of the time I'm away for a few days. I always get the work for my classes before I leave though. You're surprisingly a very diligent student, Ichika giggled. What's that supposed to mean? I asked. Don't listen to her, Nino stated. So I heard that you're a bad boy, is that true? That's new information to me, I replied. I won't lie, I have my days where I just don't want to deal with people, but for the most part, I'm a decent person, I like to think. I bet you get all the girls then, Ichika teased. No, I wouldn't say that, I chuckled. I get love confessions a few times a week. I always politely turn them down though. What if one of us actually ate? Ichika smiled. I would say yes to all of yous. I would have to politely decline, I answered. You don't want me as a boyfriend. I go on trips too often for anyone to want to stay with me. Then perhaps you have to spoil us when you're here, Ichika replied with a wink. I just sighed. Can we drop this subject? I asked. What about home life? Yotsuba asked. Well, I live alone, I replied. My parents moved to Nara during spring break between my third year of middle school and first year of high school. Are they originally from Nara? Miku asked. Nope, both born and raised in Tokyo. We moved here when I was 2, so I spent most of my life here, I answered. Do you see them often? Itsuki asked. Whenever I can, I replied. I had to shit there a few months ago, so I visit them, then I do my best not to take my family for granted. What about you girls? We live in an apartment. Or dad is never home, and our mom passed away a few years ago, Itsuki replied. I'm sorry to hear that, I said. It's fine, Ichika replied. We're fine now. Alright, but if you need anything, feel free to talk to me about it. I may not be able to give helpful advice, but it's nice to just have someone to listen to you, so don't hesitate to do that. Where exactly do you live? Yotsuba asked. Maybe we can walk to school and home together. It's a high-rise called the Pentagon, I answered. Oh, that's where we live, Yotsuba exclaimed. Oh, cool, I replied. Well, this has been fun, but I have to go. I have something that needs my attention. We should do this again sometime. I excused myself and then headed to the library. The final bell had rung, signaling the end of school. I grabbed my bag and started to head out the door when Itsuki stopped me. Hey Lee, let's walk home together, okay? Sure, I replied. So we joined up with the others and headed back to the apartment, though we did stop by a convenience store because Itsuki was hungry. Again, Itsuki, aren't you eating a lot? Miku stated. It's not that much. This is only my second one, Itsuki replied, taking a bite. Look out, it's the bum monster, Nino joked, reaching around Itsuki's waist and squeezing her gut. Hey, get off my kiss, Itsuki shouted, trying to run away, but Nino didn't lose her grip. You're going to scare the boys away, Nino teased. Mind your own business, Itsuki shouted. I just laughed a little, then I noticed Futaro hiding in one of those cut-out things. He was watching Itsuki very carefully, enough for me to walk up to him and him not notice. So is stalking your new hobby? I asked. What? No, standing in one of these is my hobby, he replied. So watching girls is your hobby? I replied, taking out my phone. Alright then, please don't call the police or tell Itsuki about this, he begged. Fine, I won't, I replied, still trying to apologize. Yeah, he sighed. Well, good luck with that, I said, walking away. I just arrived at Futaro's house with a bunch of groceries for his family. All of them were in my backpack for groceries. It was heavy. It made sense though. There was a 20-pound bag of rice in there, along with some meat of all varieties, 3 gallons of milk, 5-pound bag of flour, 5-pound bag of sugar, and 6 boxes of curry mix. The grand total for the weight on my back, 33 kg, over half my weight, though it was still lighter than those bricks the gym teacher made me run with. As punishment, I walk up the steps holding onto the railing so I wouldn't fall. I knock on the door and Futaro's little sister Riha answered. Man, she is cute. So precious, punches the wall. Sorry, I had to get that out. Yes, I understand. It's too adorable. I couldn't hold myself. Oh, big brother Lee? Big brother isn't here right now, she said. I'm not here for him, I smiled, taking the bag off my back. I'm here to give you something. For me? She smiled. What is it? See for yourself, I smiled. She opened the bag and her eyes lit up like a Christmas tree. This is for us? she asked. Yep, I smiled. This is all for you guys. Dinner is almost ready. Do you want to stay? She asked. Oh no, I wouldn't want to impose. I smiled. You don't want to? She asked, teary-eyed. Not fair, I thought. I swear that's the only weakness to little girls in anime that always try to get someone to join in for dinner. And the only way to convince them to join in is to get them teary-eyed. I would love to, I smiled, patting her head. Thank you for having me. I entered and I helped Riha put the groceries away. Not too long after that we saw a taxi drive up. Huh? Who's that? I know Futaro wouldn't take a taxi. He walked home. Oh no. Let's just say Nino drugged Futaro by giving him a glass of water and he just collapsed on the floor and Itsuki just took him home in a taxi. And this is where I noticed the taxi. I think it's Big Brother, Riha said. I'll go down just to see, I said. I'm coming with you, she said. So we walked down and it was indeed Futaro and Itsuki was in the front passenger seat. Oh, Itsuki, what are you doing here? I asked. Bringing Futaro home, she answered. Why are you here? I was invited for dinner, I smiled. Riha saw Itsuki and pushed past Futaro and I. Whoa, is she your new student? Riha asked. She's nobody, Futaro said, pushing Riha away. Just go back inside. Don't lie to me, she replied as she was being pushed away. Excuse me, miss. Would you like to have dinner at our house? Riha, Futaro growled. But I do, Riha stated. Then she looked at Itsuki with the same teary-eyed. You don't want to? I swear to God, that's the only way to convince people to join in is to make a teary-eyed face. It's too freaking cute. And another one bites the dust, I thought. Ta-da, it's the Yusugi special, Riha smiled. Curry and rolled egg. I hope everyone turned out okay. It looks delicious, Itsuki replied. You sure you can stomach this commoner food, princess? Futaro muttered. Riha, get the frying pan, I stated. No need for that, she smiled, hitting Futaro over the head with a tray. Ow, jeez. Riha, you could have given me that. I would have whacked him harder in the head to knock him out again. And here we have Futaro style walking in. And that's why you'll never be as popular as your old man is. Mr. Itsuki chuckled. Though I have to say, I didn't think I'd live to see the day you'd bring a girl home. So, Big Brother, how was your first day of hootering? Riha asked. Well, actually of course, everything went perfectly, Futaro exclaimed, cutting off Itsuki. Why did you say that? Itsuki whispered. Just lie, don't make her sad, Futaro stated. What's wrong? Riha asked. Nothing, Futaro replied. Everything great, Itsuki added. I'm so happy to hear that, Riha sighed. Maybe now we can finally take care of all our debt. Not in front of the guest, Riha, Futaro said. Oh, sorry, she sighed. Well, this looks delicious. Let's dig in, I cheered. Futaro, Itsuki, and I were by the door. Thanks for the meal, Itsuki smiled. Sure, Mr. Itsuki replied. You too. It was lovely, Itsuki smiled at Riha. Itsuki, Riha said. Yes, she replied. I know my big brother is a stuck-up scumbag, loser, jerk, and everything, Riha said.
Emotional damage!
Hey, Futaro said. Well, that kind of hurt his feelings, but he's good in some ways, Riha continued. What I want to say is, will you come here again sometime? Of course I will, Itsuki smiled. Using my brain makes me super hungry. I'm looking forward to the next time. And thank you for the don't worry about it, Riha. I smiled. Thank you for the dinner. Futaro walked the mic. Mr. Itsuki said. It's fine, I smiled. Then I looked at Itsuki. I'll give you a lift home, Itsuki. Oh, so you rode it here? Mr. Itsuki chuckled. Rode what? Itsuki asked. You'll see, I smiled. I'll be back. 5 minutes later, there was a roar of an engine. Everyone came to see it. Holy crap, I'm driving a motorbike? So that's the bike I've heard so much about, Mr. Itsuki chuckled. Gotta say, it looks fast. How fast can it go? When I took it to the Toyota test track, I got it up to 321 kph, I replied. I think it can top out at 336. Oh ho, you should let me borrow it sometime, Mr. Itsuki chuckled. Sorry, but no, I smiled. This is my baby. I'm very overprotective on my motorbike in this series. I'm only joking, he replied. Hey Itsuki, you probably will want to put your hair into your shirt, I suggested as I pulled off my helmet. It's going to get messy in the wind. I never ridden a motorcycle before, Itsuki said. No worries, I smiled. I'm not going to take it max speed. I'm wearing a dress though, she sighed. Here, wear these, I said, pulling out a pair of jeans. Oh thanks, she blushed. Yeah, why do you have a pair of jeans with you? Because I'm wearing pants for riding motorcycles, I replied. Oh, Riha, could I borrow your bathroom? Itsuki asked. Sure, she smiled. A few minutes later, Itsuki came out wearing the jeans and had her skirt in her hands. I handed her my helmet and I put her hair into the back of her shirt. I opened my bag and she put her skirt inside, then zipped it. Alright, let's ride, I smiled. I helped her onto the bike and she handed me my helmet. Oh no, I chuckled. You wear it. I put the helmet on her head. I got on and I could feel Itsuki trembling. It's going to be okay, Itsuki. I smiled. Just wrap your arms around my torso and hold on. She did so and I waved to the Itsukis. See you later, I smiled. I revved the motorcycle a little, then we're off. Itsuki was doing as I said and held on tight. A little too tight, Lee, she said. Yes, I asked. Thank you for the lift, she said. No problem, I smiled. She said something else, but we entered a tunnel, so I didn't hear it. What was that? I asked. Nothing, she replied. Alright. Alright guys, that is chapter 1 of The Genius Idol, the Quintessential Quintuplets X Lee Hip 998. Before you guys are going to comment on my video saying that I'm saying the title wrong, that it's called the Quintuplets X Mill Reader. Yes, I know that it says that, but the reason why I'm saying is Quintuplets X Lee Hip 998, because if it's called Mail Reader, it means that any guy or me that is reading this series, you are the main character or I am the main character. And Itsuki said something in the tunnel which I did not hear, but I know exactly what she said. She said, I love you, which I did not hear. So I'm guessing the ship is me x Itsuki, but if it's a harem, I'm okay with that, since a harem is basically my favorite ship of all time compared to the others. And don't you worry guys, I still do My Hero Academia text stories as well, so don't you worry. You're probably thinking that I stopped making videos of me reading them, but don't worry, I still do them. Alright guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next video. Lee Hip is out.